Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. We appreciate you guys. We're glad you're here and that you decided to actually click this video. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Tim.
That would be me.
Bill.
Hi.
And our special guest, Brian.
What's up?
And we're talking Aerosmith. We are, getting about halfway through this long-ass discography.
Something like that.
We're talking Night in the Ruts. If you missed the previous episodes, shame on you, but I guess I'll be nice and give you a recap of our list so far.
Starting to deviate.
We're starting to deviate a little bit. We got I'm different here, but the top two, we're all lined up on the top two. That may change though, because we're talking Night in the Ruts. Not a fan favorite, but we're gonna get into it. So if you like this content, ignore what I just popped up on the screen and give us a like and a subscribe. Let us know down below what you think of Night in the Ruts. And I'm so bad at all that fucking YouTube bullshit. Just fucking hit some buttons down below. I don't give a fuck.
Right, know what to do. You don't need every YouTube video to tell you every YouTube video.
Well, I don't know.
Make sure you do that though, because YouTube algorithm does hate us. Because Exhibit A, we kind of swear a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And besides, we got a special guest that hasn't even subscribed to us. It hurts, man. It hurts.
But to be fair, I subscribe to nothing on YouTube, but I will subscribe to this.
Okay.
I will. And I'll send it to you as proof.
You can be our 429th subscriber. We're trying to hit 690, and if we hit that goal, I'll tell you why that is our goal. All right, so Night in the Ruts. Who wants to start this one off? Any takers?
I'll start off.
Bueller.
No, I'll hit it. Not a great opener. No surprise. Sounds like lyric-wise, just this is the starting of Aerosmith kind of a vibe. Was not digging it. Remember Walking in the Sand? Good cover. I think that's probably my favorite version of that song. Everything else to me is very, very forgettable. Then you get to one that I know is a Yardbirds cover. Think About It, closing out the B-side. Good track, good version of it. Everything else to me, I don't have a lot to say here, a lot of notes. I just do not find this to be a repeat album to put back on. Remember being the standout track here for me.
All right, just to add a little bit of flavor and to make our video more interesting, I'm going to go next. Fucking Night in the Ruts. Again, I bought this on eBay. This was not one of my dads that I grew up with, but I bought it on eBay for like $5 back in the day when you could get records pretty cheap. No surprise. I love it. Great opening. It's raw. It's fucking dirty. It's like Aerosmith should be. I love Chiquita. The vocal delivery is top tier Steven Tyler. Remember Walking in the Sand? The first of 3 covers on a 9-track album, but it's a damn good one. This song needs to be covered by a pop punk band. I think Newfound Glory could nail it, but I love the changes throughout the song. So good. Cheesecake, really cool slide work on it. You get a throwback to Back in the Saddle, just some old school dirty blues bar rock. Fucking classic Aerosmith. 3 Mile song, classic rock and roll Aerosmith. Super fun to sing along to. Night in the Ruts is underrated. Reeferhead Woman, another great cover. Lord, I gots to drink me 2 fists of whiskey just to get half as high. Slow bluesy joint, tearing up on the harmonica, good shit. Bone to Bone, another rocker. You can tell they had fun with it. Think About It, it's probably my least favorite cover, but it's fine. Mia, then you get fucking Mia. The bells at the end. It was supposed to be a lullaby to his kid, but like it sounds so dark and sad. Joe had already left the band at this point before this one was recorded, but it sounds like a finale, like a final, like this is it, we're done type. It's very dark. I think this album is fucking underrated. I love Night in the Ruts.
I'll go up to bat after that one. Or I suppose I might be pitching rather than batting here on this. No surprise. The opener. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh Lord, hell no. Not for me. Had too much. I don't want to say it was blues, but just was not a sound that I really liked. Shakita actually wasn't on the list that I listened to. So I can't do anything positive nor negative about that song. Remember Walking in the Sand. Slow, but I actually kind of liked the buildup of it. Thought it had some elements I liked on it. And, well, I suppose you mentioned that one was a cover, which gets really interesting here. Cheesecake. All right. This, the beat especially, I feel like, really kind of like, all right, this is like, could have laid some seeds for what hair metal was going to come to be in especially the late 80s. Just sound-wise especially, just, it was like, oh, it's kind of like, it reminded me of a lot of the sounds that were to come out of it. 3 Mile Smile. Walk This Way? Nope. Never mind. They had the whole callback section in there too, and for me it really didn't work that well.
I'm a sucker for that.
Reefer Head Woman. Old Age Blues, harmonica and all. I feel like it's a song you'd fall asleep to, but I can't because I really can't fall asleep to it. Bone to Bone. Said that one was also a cover. Thought that was also one of the better songs on this album too. Thought it was fast paced, cool. Nope, sick guitar solo in it. I liked how it was a little bit like heavier kind of sounding on parts. A lot more going on. And yeah, and then we get to Think About It, which is a Yardbirds cover. Who are the Yardbirds? I don't know. It's just been mentioned a number of times here at this point.
Okay, so the Yardbirds were a British rock and roll band that featured 3 of the greatest guitar players to ever live, and eventually turned into a little band called Led Zeppelin.
Oh, that would explain why they keep coming up and why I keep liking those songs that they cover more than all their other songs.
Yeah. Their first guitar player, some guy we've maybe mentioned on this channel once or twice, named Eric Clapton.
Oh, who's he? I feel like I've heard that name a couple times. I think he went unplugged on MTV at some point, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I think
Yes,
it sold
he
a
did.
I think
couple
he was
copies.
a window safety latch salesman at some point in the 80s.
Yeah, babysitter.
He was the only person to be inducted into the Hall of Fame 3 separate times: Yardbirds, Cream, and Solo, and no one else has done that.
Correct. And when he left the Yardbirds, he was replaced by some guy who, I don't know, guitar players may have heard of Jeff Beck.
Nah. Never heard of it. He wrote that Loser song, right?
Yeah. Probably best known for his work with Johnny Depp. And, God, and then he wasn't replaced. They actually brought in a different bass player, and the bass player was replaced by a guy named Jimmy Page.
Oh my God.
Who would then move over to guitar. So they had Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page on guitar.
I bet they didn't do
And then-
anything.
Yeah, that didn't do anything.
I bet it was
but
probably just the most vanilla sounding, like basic guitar riffs you
Yeah,
ever heard.
yeah.
And then, eventually that band kind of broke up, and Jimmy Page was left with the name. He was like the last member, so he got some new members. They went on tour as the New Yardbirds, and then, quickly changed their name to Led Zeppelin.
Huh.
Did they ever do anything?
Nah, no one's ever heard of them.
Oh, okay.
Real underground rockers know about Led Zeppelin.
So I'm hearing like eventually we probably should visit Yardbirds at some point here.
Yeah.
It'd be a long series. If you wanted to cover all the spin-offs.
Well, we won't do the spin-offs. We'll just do the
Just be
Yardbirds.
the solid Yardbirds.
Hey, Led
yeah.
How
Zeppelin
many
was
albums
the.
did they have out as the Yardbirds?
That I'd have to look up real quick.
Alexa.
I only know about 3 of them.
I guess I'm just looking at it like it's interesting that the songs. I mean, Aerosmith, like the singles that got big, they have such a distinct sound, but then these other songs I'm kind of gravitating toward, like they're covers, like Right, Wrong, or Indifferent. It's like,
Well,
oh.
just some history. Like, this album did not do well. The band was.
Well, I'm not even just thinking about. I'm thinking about like the other.
Their
albums
biggest
they've
song
covered
on
to
this
this
record
point.
is a cover. It's "Remember Walking in the Sand."
I think that what Bill's kind of hinting at is they really glow, they really shine when they're enjoying what they're doing. Covers
Yardbirds
included. Like
technically
when they're
have
in it, when they're
6
focused, when they're
albums.
together, and they want to make this rock and roll. I mean, they can make "Sweet Emotion," "Dream On." They can make these awesome
and
covers like
Queen.
"Walking in the Sand," but there's so much of that industry moving them along, and a lot of songs that maybe they had fun playing, maybe one of them was into it, whatever, that just ended up on albums that just didn't do them any justice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I like Toys in the Attic. It sounds like the band having fun through and through.
That's a good point.
This is a very destructive album. I mean, half the band, or not half of them, but 2 of them had like left, or Joe Perry
left
had
besides
left
Joe
like
Perry?
halfway. God damn it!
Yeah.
Was it Brad?
Joe
Was it-
Perry leaves halfway through this one.
Yeah, Brad leaves shortly after this one. So
Oh,
He
Brad
leaves on the
Whitford.
next one, yeah.
yeah,
So there was something about like a big fight between Joe Perry and Steven Tyler, like at a big concert or in the middle of their tour or whatever, and he just like packed up and left in the middle of the tour. The album was already started but not done or something like that.
I don't know if they
Well,
were touring. I think it was just something
Yeah,
with
they were
Milk, right?
recording when he left, so they weren't on tour. And I think he was just burnt out. It was, the substance abuse was ridiculous.
He had already recorded his first solo album, though, which somebody on Facebook, and I don't know. Again, I don't follow Aerosmith. I don't know every nook and cranny of what happened with the band, but somebody on Facebook said a lot of the songs on Night in the Ruts would have been better if the songs Joe Perry wrote for his first record, they were supposed to be Aerosmith songs, but because of all the turmoil and shit, he put out a solo record. If those would have been on Night in the Ruts, it would have been fantastic.
Is Joe Perry's solo stuff under the name Joe Perry, or did he have like another band name?
Joe
I'm not
Perry
sure.
Project.
Yeah, I think it was the Project.
Yeah.
I never listened to any of it. I'm gonna save it right now just to get some perspective.
Well,
Yep, Joe Perry Project.
I mean, not to get too derailed here, just for me finishing up my synopsis of this album. Then we get to Mia, the closer. Is this Dream On? Nope, it's not. Never mind. Okay. This is pretty alright, and actually, I thought Mia was a pretty damn good closer.
I think so too. It's so haunting. It was a lullaby that Steven Tyler wrote for his kid, but it sounds so dark and like I don't know. It's Night in the Ruts is an interesting record to me. I go back to it a lot more than other. After this record, I'll say I go back to this one a lot more than I do Done with Mirrors or Permanent Vacation. I think the album cover is really cool. It's again,
it's not a picture of the band, unless if that is.
That is a picture
That
of the
is.
band.
Oh,
But
disregard.
they're actually like, it's an interesting picture. Like their name is different. It's not their logo. It's just kind of written up there. They're dirty. It fits the theme. I think it's a decent. There's like almost a 6-person, like a shadow on the right hand side that
Yeah.
is there. It's cool. I like it. I am
It almost
curious.
kind of
though.
like harkens back to like rocks because like it was like a coal mine.
Yeah.
Then later on, I always thought that Gems, I guess, is a compilation album. I always thought that the name Gems was a play off of rocks,
Oh yeah, 100%.
and then it all kind of seems like it's kind of tying together with this theme with this album cover of Night in the Ruts being like a coal mine entrance.
Yeah, Jim's is like a. It's not even a B-sides collection. It's just a collection of songs that weren't singles. Columbia was trying to cash in on Aerosmith's new fame, like when they bounced back. I am curious though, if I send $7 to Aerosmith Productions Incorporated, P.O. Box 888, Westbury, New York 11590, if I can get me a Night in the Ruts T-shirt.
It's almost worth $7 just to see. Is that on the vinyl?
Yeah. I'm
Vinyl?
curious. Yeah. Curious if they'll send me a T-shirt.
They might send you like 2 T-shirts at this point in the game.
Oh.
Well,
You
due to
never know.
inflation, you might get like the Fruit of the Loom tag of the shirt.
I'll probably get a. What the fuck are you talking about, dummy? This shit was gone 50 years
Oh,
ago.
come on. They've got something in the back stock. Come on.
Yeah, well, it didn't sell well, so they might have some Night in the Ruts T-shirts still sitting on the shelves.
Right, they could dig one out of the museum.
All right, Tim, you got anything to add for Night in the Ruts?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I guess I would add to this lovely conversation that you guys have had about this is the cover of Remember Walking in the Sand also features Mary Weiss on background vocals. She, of course, sang the lead on the original. And then she also just passed away, I think, in January. So
Really?
yeah. And the original, the Shangri-La's version, there's some questions as to who the studio musicians were, but there is a rumor that the piano on the original features the first recording session of a guy named Billy Joel.
Really?
Really?
So I thought that the female vocal of the Shangri-La version was on the Aerosmith version.
Yeah, that's what I just said. She is on the Aerosmith version.
Oh, I thought you were saying there was a second cover between Shangri-La and Aerosmith.
No.
Okay, I'm tracking.
Aerosmith covered a Shangri-La's song
And she's on
that
it.
features
Yeah,
the
okay.
Shangri-La's singer, and the original may have Billy Joel playing piano.
Damn.
Maybe.
And I'd probably say I like the original better. I do think that it is the highlight of Night in the Ruts. But yeah, man, that original, man, she's got a great voice. And she was like 16 when they recorded that. Like,
Oh wow.
really
And
cool.
that Shangri-La version is really good. That's
Really
That's
good,
a
yeah.
very good song.
Oh, and there's some good stuff on here. There's some good stuff. But outside of Walking in the Sand, I don't know if there's anything that would constitute like top song contender. Nothing jumped out at me, but maybe it's a grower.
Yeah, Night in the Ruts doesn't pop like a Walk This Way or Sweet Emotion. It never has that like, oh man, this is the dream on of Night in the Ruts.
No,
But it's
and they sound great. Like there's energy on here.
coming
And
after
it's just
Draw the
kind of
Line.
forgettable. Yeah.
It's
Compared to Draw the Line, it's gonna
Well,
go
kind of like
up.
what Jason said. Like it's a good album. It's not terrible, but there's no moment that you want to show your friends. Like, come check this out. You'll never believe this.
Right.
Moment.
as somebody who listened to all these records back when I was 13 and then not listening to any of these records until I was in my 30s. Night in the Ruts was like the most interesting.
Okay.
It's the most I think it's underrated. I think it's a very underrated record in their catalog. It may have a lot of covers, but they're good covers. They're not
Yeah.
shit
No,
ass covers.
They're also kind of like flexing their blues.
I like that about it. It's very
Yeah,
you could tell they had fun with it. They had
it blues is very common for blues artists to do covers like blues standards. You know what I mean? And put your little bit of a spin on it, and they're really kind of flexing their love of blues and their understanding of blues and their history of blues. They're not just copycats showing up like, hey, we're going to play this blues rock and sound like Led Zeppelin until we evolve. They're kind of showcasing like, hey, that's very normal in the world of blues in the 70s and 60s to do covers.
it's very much it feels like a reset record, whereas in their first album they were kind of building, they were building. They fucked up, and this is their like, guys, let's just get back to our roots. Let's just play some fucking, do some covers, some bands we like, the Yardbirds. Let's fucking write some fucking bar blues bullshit. And I think it's underrated. Like, I think it's, if you like Aerosmith and that blues rock sound, Night in the Ruts is like, it may not have your Walk This Way or Sweet Emotion, but there's some good shit here. I like Night in the Ruts. I'm telling you, I'm going to have some hot takes in this fucking discography. I'm going to shake some shit up.
That's good though. We need it.
Shake
it up.
Shake it up. Shake it up. Hashtag Taylor Swift. Hit us up in that algorithm. Saying that though, whose turn is it to guess? It's not. It is mine, isn't it? Fuck. No, wait. I guess Draw the Line. It's Tim's guess.
I guessed.
Yeah, it's you, Tim.
Is it me?
Yeah, because you guessed Get Your Wings, and then I guessed Rocks. Brian guessed. No, I'm sorry. I guessed Toys. Brian guessed Rocks. Jason guessed Draw the Line. Now we're two.
Look, Tim. Bill's a fucking accountant, so like.
No, I know.
He's a bean counting
I literally
motherfucker.
thought we had this conversation in the last video, and I guessed the last video. But I'll do this one.
No. Because remember, Jason went 0 for 3 last video.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah. Well, I think everybody's going to have it better than Draw the Line.
You're correct with me. That means you're correct with yourself. Bill, is he correct with you?
Again, I'm taking out Dream On and Kings and Queens completely out of those two respective albums. So yes, he is correct with me.
Really? Why would you take those out, though? There's part of the albums.
They're part of the albums, but they don't belong on those albums.
But
They
they're there.
Unfair bias.
They're there.
Those songs are bigger than the albums. I kind of like how Bill's playing it.
Like, we gotta look at the album holistically.
I don't like this,
those
man.
songs are part
I
of
don't
that
like
album,
this.
but they don't belong. You know what? If you gave me an album,
I'm going to take
It
Under
didn't
the
have to be
Bridge
greatest
off
hit.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic when we do Chili Peppers.
Oh man, that'll finally make that album good.
That's true. That's true. Low point of the album.
I guess my point is, especially those like it's you. Outside of those songs, there's nothing else on those albums.
Is he right
Really
with
worth
you,
the damn
Bill or Brian? Okay.
You still have to actually move the album.
No, I'm not moving it till you fucking guess. Or is that where you think it's falling for everybody?
I think that's where it's falling for everyone. And since everyone's confirmed, I feel pretty.
I'm not
confident
fucking
about that
confirmed.
choice.
You wrong on mine, motherfucker. You wrong.
No,
Oh.
mine's right.
Mine's right. Yeah, you're good. You're good with me, Tim.
Okay, so Jason, you're going to move it up one more, and it's going to be better than the first album.
You're 50% correct.
Oh,
It's Breaking the Wings wall.
You damn right. I told you I got hot takes. It's breaking
But
the
there's no
wings.
way it's better than Rocks.
Oh fuck no, it's not better than Rocks.
gotta lose faith in humanity.
Right.
Telling you, man.
Okay.
That's a solid. Hey, Jason, that's a
Interesting.
solid lineup.
Let me
I
double check.
figured-
Let me double check so I don't have to pull a mulligan way down the line.
I figured I
mine's
was
better,
going to
but
be
yours
an
is a solid
anomaly
lineup.
at this point. Obviously, I am not an anomaly at this point.
No, I'm telling you, I knew I have some hot takes. I know Aerosmith fans. Come at me. Leave a comment down below. I said it. Fucking Night in the Ruts is better than Get Your Wings. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Rock in a Hard Place next. Some things happen. Some things happen here and there. A couple band member changes.
Couple.
Stick around for that. Like, subscribe, be safe, and what, Brian?
What's up?
What, Bill?
See you next time.
That'll work.